Hi guys, so this week we have a product from the Melanin Magic Club. It's like a tongue twister. And basically what this is, it's an activity book. And this is one of them, but basically what the activity book is it's got loads of different activities for your children to do. And basically this is really important, I think, because I think growing up we didn't have enough of these books. We didn't have books that represented us, and you didn't see representation on the front cover of books, really. I remember my mum used to always find these books somehow, but I think there's more of them now, which is really good. So this brand is all about developing self-love, self-identity and self-worth, especially for young black girls. But also, it's not just about black people buying these books. It's also about maybe people from other races buying these books, so that you're teaching your children about diversity and about different cultures and about different nationalities. So again, I will put all of the information in the bio. We'll put their Instagram and the website, and hit them up and buy them for your kids. So it's, again, really good. I feel like we've had quite a few. We're getting quite a few books which I really like. And yeah, it's got loads of activities. It's really colourful, good stuff. So make sure you hit them up and support black businesses and buy black. We out. Peace. I was about to sneeze and then I just thought everyone's gonna think I've got corona. So it's not like that. Hi guys, welcome back to the ZEZE MILLZ show. We have a special guest. I say this all the time, all my guests are special. And I feel like I've had, from not having a lot of ladies on the show, I feel like I'm having a good run of the ladies right now. I'm having a good run of the ladies, and I'm liking it. Thank you, Nadia, for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It's been
no worries.
overdue.
Looking gorgeous.
I mean, it's a special occasion. I'm on ZEZE show.
I'm literally looking like death compared to you. You're looking all nice and glammed, and I'm here with me looking all run down.
You look great.
Oh, thank you so much. You have to stroke my ego. It's fine. Don't worry about it. How have you been though?
Do you know, I'm all right. Getting through the Rona and the lockdown or whatever this is, tier business.
It seems like you're having fun though.
Do you know what? I am. Like, I don't want to be insensitive to people because it's been rough for a lot of people.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, this year's been, it's been rough, but it's been good as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just really trying to hone in on the good stuff this year, more so than...
That's kind of like what we all have to do, because it's been such a weird time. Like, so many people, like even today I was speaking to someone and there was, it was like, are you going to take the vaccine and all this stuff? And there's all this talk about this and that. And I was like, do you know what? Like, it's like you're asking us to process so much stuff in the space of literally like 8 months. From February to this time, we've gone through so much shit. And now you want us to make life-changing decisions, literally, in the space of like a week. It's come out today. I saw some 91-year-old take it.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
One old, frail, I mean, big up sis, but yeah, one old, frail up woman.
And there was another guy as well.
Yeah, old and frail up as well. But I mean, I think that's what they say, that they're the most vulnerable. So if they're going to give it to anybody.
It should be, what's your take on it?
I mean, personally, I'm avoiding the vaccine like the plague. Like
right, yeah.
Yeah, I've never had any vaccine ever. So yeah, I'm still standing. I
think they're going to make it really difficult for us, as in, especially for like us young people who at first they said, don't worry, you can't catch it. I think they're going to make it so difficult for us to have a social life, as in you won't be able to go to concerts, you're not going to be able to fly. I saw something today where some guy who owns a plumbing company is basically saying all his employees have to have the vaccine, and if they don't, then he's going to let them go. And every single house that he visits, they have to have the vaccine as well. And if they don't, then he won't be visiting. And I think that that's just the beginning. I think this is exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, to be honest, it probably is. But like I said, I'm going to be dodging it at all costs until, you get it, it's the very brink. I'm like...
You know the ones where you just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Everyone else has done it. Everyone on Insta and Twitter tries to do this whole, I'm not taking the vaccine. But we'll all see at Afro Nation next year who took the vaccine, because...
and those who want to keep their jobs, of course.
Exactly, and that's how it's going to be. Anyway, enough about that vaccine. I think you are actually hilarious on Twitter. You probably speak your mind on Twitter. Like, you kind of just say random shit. Like, that just...
That's true.
Like, literally.
I mean, yeah, there's random shit going on in my head, so...
Like the other day when you said, just randomly, it could not have been random, it could have been coming from something else, and you was like, I had my first experience with a white guy, it was a fan. And you know, it's not something, did you say you wouldn't like do it again?
No, I didn't say I wouldn't do it again. I actually, in fact, quoted Nelly and said, what good is all the fame if you ain't fucking the models?
Oh, okay.
I'm here for it. I mean, do you know what? I wasn't so random. I guess it was kind of a conversation about interracial, you know, moments.
I think that's what happens with Twitter. You think things are random because it just somebody like pops it, like retweets it, and then you're like, where did this come from? Like, I just tweeted something a minute ago and was like, where did this come from? Like, I can't bother to explain, but it's come from this point. But you're quite open with everything.
Yeah, do you know what? I just say what's on my mind more time.
I think it's best to be like that. Well, obviously, I think it's best to be like that because that's how I am. But I think it's best to kind of just say how you feel.
Absolutely, because, you know, like, no matter what you say or what you do, somebody's always going to have something to say. So, yeah, just do you.
Do you feel like you're a lot more free now because you're independent? So when you was with a record label, did they kind of like police you?
Yes.
Right, okay.
The freedom. Because I'm somebody, like I said, I like to say what's on my mind.
Right.
And yeah, when I was in that infrastructure, it was all very, oh, you've got to say this, don't say this. Oh, if I've said something, oh, Nadia, could you delete that? No, I can't delete it. I've said it because that's how I'm feeling. So that's what I'm going to say.
I was watching a couple of your videos today, and like one of your first videos, Squad, and I was thinking like, you released that like 2017, 16?
2016.
Right, and I was thinking, if this song came out now, because you had like the dancers, the dance routines, I was thinking, if this song came out now, this would literally be like a TikTok thing. Everyone would be doing it. You had the dance routine in there already that people could pick up. Do you ever feel like not that you was before your time, but you was more advanced than what people were ready for, if that makes sense?
That's a good question. Yeah, I do think so, actually. Because obviously it was very early on in my career that, you know, Squad was the first song that I wrote when I quit my 9 to 5 and left uni. But I didn't drop it for a good 2-3 years because I wanted it to be right. But yeah, even still when it dropped, people were still kind of like, oh, but how has she produced this kind of material? And she's just a year into her career to them. But yeah, that's, like I said, it's the first thing I ever wrote for my left out from my situation.
So then, was it that song that got you signed, or was you signed with that?
No.
Okay.
I mean, they heard it before I was signed, but I would say it was the whole build. Like, I had a lot of love from the people. I was super consistent. It couldn't go past 2-3 weeks without you seeing my head somewhere. I'm spitting here, or I'm taking a picture here, or I'm appeared here. Like, that's just what it was. And I guess the label, that's what they like. They're like, oh yeah, we can definitely work with this kind of situation. But yeah, as you know, that didn't.
So what actually happened with, because I've seen like random bits, obviously I've seen you tweeting and you've spoken about it here and there, but what actually happened? And I think these conversations are important because I've seen Ivorian Dolls going through her situation now, and I think in the beginning everyone kind of wants to be signed, like it's a thing, like you want to be signed, but now I feel like in 2020 everyone's on this kind of like ownership vibe. As in like, I want to be independent, I'm going to do my own shit. But what actually happened? Like, break it down.
Break it down. Do you know what? To kind of put in a nutshell, it's like a relationship. Right. Sometimes it just doesn't work. So with my label, it just didn't work. We both had different interests. I guess they saw the success that came with Squad, and then I did that pop house track Crank It, which, charted and everything, and it was like, oh, you're capable of doing this, and it's like, that's all they wanted to latch on.
Okay.
But I'm more than just an artist that does just pop and house. Like, that's a side thing. I'm a hip hop girl. That's hip hop, rap, that's R&B, that's where I've come from. But I'm very versatile, so I'll do those things because I want to do them. But it became like, that's all they was wanting from me. Anything else I was delivering either wasn't good enough, or it was there's too many chefs in the kitchen and all that rubbish. I didn't enjoy it. So yeah, it was just constant bumping of heads. I had a crooked manager who...
Oh yeah, because you spoke about that as well,
I sure did.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
And yeah, he was the one that got me that deal. Right. So then I guess once he and I kind of broke apart. The relationship at the label ultimately broke apart as well because he was kind of like the middleman, and I hadn't really formed a relationship with the label properly because I had my manager, and his idea was, oh, you don't speak to the label, I'm the manager, I speak to the label, right. It's all through me, I'm the business, you just create music, but yeah, once that then fell through, it just meant that we were just both here in limbo.
So they wouldn't let you put music out. So this is like, whenever I hear like artists say stuff like this, like, because Megan Thee Stallion, she said that happened to her as well. How does that work? What happens if you thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna put it on I've got the mixed version or near enough mixed version. I'm just gonna put it on my own YouTube, and that, what happens? Can they sue you?
Yeah, there's situations that obviously it would, I guess, mean that you've breached your contract.
Right, okay.
Which is where I was kind of lucky, I guess, because my label actually breached the contract, hence why I was able to get out. But yeah, you can do it, but I guess you're not going to get the push that you'd get with the label. You're not going to get, all the marketing and all the whatevers that they bring with releasing something. Right, so I guess people just hold out on doing that because you sign to a label in order to have your music, spread across to what you believe is something that you can't do by yourself. But as time has gone on, I've realised that, we're definitely better alone.
So you've got your own record label now called Quirky.
Yes.
Quirky Records.
Quirky Entertainment.
Quirky Entertainment, which sounds a lot like Murky. Has anyone told you this?
Do you know what?
Did you like speak to Stormzy and say,
no,
like, this sounds quite similar? Are you okay with this?
I didn't even think about it. Like, Stormzy himself has described me as quirky.
Right, okay.
Like, that's just what people say about me. So it's just been something, before I was even signed to Sony, it's just been always something that I've had in my head. So yeah, there's literally no...
And maybe I was behind. I didn't know that you and Stormzy were cousins.
Really?
You know what? I didn't know this.
That's like all publicists or journalists, or that's like the first thing. Stormzy's cousin.
That must be so annoying. Yeah, so maybe it's good that I didn't know that, because I've always seen you as like like your own entity. I never knew that there was like even someone said it to me. I was like, are you sure? I was like, are you sure it's just not someone that's just made this up, or like they say, okay,
it's true.
Do you ever feel the pressure of being his cousin?
I wouldn't say the pressure, but again, like I say, the fact that it's brought up in almost everything is like, he's my cousin. I love him to death. We've grown up together,
But it's like,
he does his thing, I do my thing, and we've made tracks before. They just haven't seen light. But yeah, once that time is right, we'll come together musically and.
Because I think people. It's like a blessing and a curse, kind of, because obviously he's done so well, but then to always be attached to him, it's like you want your own identity and not just to be seen as his cousin. How is it being, I want to have this conversation with you, how is it being a darker skinned female in this industry? Because you've spoken on that as well, and she sipped, I was going to say the tea, but it's not tea in there. How is it? Is because obviously I speak on this a lot, and is it, as an artist, an actual artist, I'm kind of just a talker. Is it as bad as I kind of quote unquote make it seem, or is it all right?
Do you know what? I think it is as bad as you make it seem. I'm not gonna lie. Right. My mum always said it to me. Just as a black person, full stop, we have to work 10 times as hard. And just even the fact that it has to be something that my mum is teaching me, like informing me, I just feel like it's crazy. But then on top of that, to be a woman, it's like, okay, we're kind of like at the bottom of the food chain ultimately. It's like, you're dark skinned, you're a woman, and for myself, I'm queer on top of that. So I'm everything is just in the bin. But yeah, it's like when I was at Sony, like situations with budgets, like they'll happily chuck out, that guy with a guitar, white guy with a bit, they're flinging it out. But as soon as a black woman, she's a rapper, we've got a little bit of spare change in the back here, go on then. And it's like, it really is a thing where we're not treated as equals whatsoever in the business, away from the business. But I guess that's why they say we're strong or whatever. That's
when you first
started, word.
I know, which is so annoying. It's like, I don't want to be strong. Actually, I'd like to be very weak once in a while. And if I am weak, I don't want to get like told it's a bad thing to be weak. Like, we should all be able to be vulnerable. But it's like black women every day. Oh, you're strong, you're strong. But I was going to say something when it came to, no, it's all right. Yeah, like when you were speaking out about the record label, was you conscious of being labelled like the angry black woman because you were speaking your mind about what was all the wrongdoings that were happening to you?
Oh, yeah. And like, obviously I have people in my corner. So, you know, when I'm obviously feeling like these ways, there's people that are like, oh, but you don't want to look like. Yeah. And, you know, there's a lot of times I could have spoken way before I did, but yeah, there was things like that were kind of holding me back. I was already being kind of made to be like the Azealia Banks of the UK just because I spoke how I felt and I'm just opinionated. I'm just, you know, I just keep it real. But yeah, that definitely did kind of hold me back a bit from speaking, but it just got to a point where I was like, you know what, I have to say something. I'm gonna go actually mad, like, yeah.
So during quarantine, we had quarantine radio, and the news basically was like, fuck this shit. I'm going to do my own thing, and we're going to get men on there to strip. I saw a couple of them. Yeah. I don't know what it is. There's something about male strippers that does absolutely nothing for me. And like, when I just see, but maybe because I'm not a person that enjoys men dancing, I like the guy that stands in the corner and just two steps. And
say so.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a little, what can you do with your waist? And
no, yeah, because people link that to sex, I guess. But to be fair, like, in like the bed, I don't want a guy like doing excessive grinding, like whining his hips on me, because I just think, what is going on? Like, chill out. Like, let me, you know what I mean? I just don't like, there's certain things, like, I think certain music lends it, like soca and all those type of things. But in a club, I just prefer, there's a box and you stay in the box as a man. I feel like you should just do a two-step and like, you should just do that. Maybe I'm being like, you know, I don't care, but that's what I like. How did you even get to that point?
All right, so I was watching, obviously, quarantine radio, and it was cool. Swarms was doing his thing as well. Yeah. But it didn't feel very inclusive. It was just women, you know, and I like to go against the grain 100%. In everything. So I'm like, you know what, cool, if the guys could do this, I'm gonna do it too. So I made this space, Bump and Grind, which is where, men came to do their thing. Some of them were a bit...
Did you just have men?
Mostly men. Okay. Some women came through as well. Okay. And yeah, it was a super inclusive space, like, you know, gay boys came on there and did their thing and felt comfortable. Nice. Straight men came and, you know, whacked around their print, which was great. I love a grey joggers. And yeah, then women came and did their thing, which was, it was super dope. I had a little interest with the masked man. I don't know if you know about that. Some people know about
What's this?
The masked man. He was one guy that was coming on. He came on every time. Like, he did without fail every time. Yeah. And yeah, he had like it was like a deodorant can, must have been in his trouser.
Seriously?
Oh yeah, he was doing his bit, yeah. And yeah, everyone was just like, oh my gosh, yeah, you guys can make a great couple in it. But yeah, that fell through.
Ladies, I've said this before, it's not about the length, it's about the girth. That's what it's.
I'm here for a girth.
The girth, the length it's necessary, obviously. But the worst type of willy you can have is actually, well, not a man, sorry, I don't want to like make dead any men ego, but as in the worst type of willy I think a woman can receive is a skinny, super long willy, because it's not like it's just long for no reason.
Yeah, for both of you, it's not gonna be.
It's like you need the girth, so it's like the gasp feeling. That's what I want to feel every time someone enters me, like takes my breath away. If I don't have that, you can exit stage left.
I'm here, yeah, team girth.
I 100%, it's all about the girth. So guys with short, stocky willies, don't worry about it, it's fine. I talk about everything quickly here. Yeah. Listen, but I feel like you talk about sex quite a lot though.
I do. Do you know, I've been a sexual person from I was a pip.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay, cool.
From I was a pip, it's gonna sound weird, but my parents even told me once I was like hidden in a closet in their bedroom. I know, I don't remember none of this.
While they was...
Yeah.
Really?
I know, I'm sorry that I've gone to say this. But yeah, that's what I was told.
So you've always kind of been...
Yeah, and when my parents went out, do you remember VHS?
Yeah.
My dad had one Yardie tape, one Jamaican, like, I don't know. I don't know if I can find that again. But when they would go out, I think so. It wasn't actually just porn. Like things was going on. You know, they had guns and was going on. Right. But yeah, the thing was always to.
I watched retro porn the other day.
Retro.
Yeah, it's like old school porn.
Okay, right.
So it's not as like aggressive. I don't really like. I always say this. I don't really like man and woman. I very rarely watch men and women porn. I usually watch girl on girl porn.
Serious?
Yeah, I prefer
I'm the
that.
complete opposite. I prefer the. I know, and I love women as well. So it's strange, but yeah.
So what? Are you bi?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's probably but when I watch porn, so I don't think I always have this discussion. I've had this discussion with my cousin who is gay, and I said to her, well, I used to think I was bi-curious, but I've had experiences with girls, so I'm not bi-curious anymore, am I?
You passed that.
So I'm not bi-curious anymore. But then I don't know if I then would class myself as bisexual either. Because I know I'm obviously sexually attracted to women because I've been with women, but I don't know if I would. I don't know about the dynamics of like a relationship. How that would work with me. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, and that's totally fine. Like I feel like with men, I've got to a point where I don't even know if I can be in a relationship with men again.
Really?
But
so you're in a relationship now, aren't you?
Can work. But yeah,
Sorry.
no, I'm in a relationship.
And you're open about your relationship. I see
absolutely.
I see you always do like nice TikTok videos together.
Absolutely.
And I'm just like couple goes. Oh, okay.
This is like one of my first. I've obviously been in relationships since having this music career, but I've never spoken about it. So yes, it's the first time I'm kind of doing that. And
when you was talking earlier about you being a dark-skinned woman, and you said that you're part of the LGBTQ community, do you feel like that's worked against you or for you? Because I feel like a lot more people are open now to that, and I feel like as black women as well, I feel like a lot more black women are becoming more comfortable in their sexuality and saying what they like, what they don't like. So is it just that still in the black community where it's a taboo, or are we getting better?
I mean, it's still a taboo. And then there's also that thing of, for some reason, women on women is seen as more like a fetish.
It's more,
like let me get involved kind of thing. Yeah. So there is a little bit of like, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. But of course, there is still the other side that's just like, no. Like when I first kind of told my mum that I was also into women, she said it's an abomination. She was using words like that. Like,
is she from a Christian background?
Yeah, Christian, and she's from Ghana, and it's just not what
what
they know of. But of course, that's my mum. I'm her daughter. She's gonna love me regardless. But
mate, my mum found out that I had a sexual experience with a girl first time on the show. She didn't know, so she texted me. She was like, "Did you like?" She was like, so you wanted to tell the whole world before you told me?
Yeah, see, that's what I didn't want.
And I was just like, well, it was just like, I was like, well, there's nothing I could say because I understood where she was coming from. She was just like, why would you tell everyone else before you told me? So now it's your mum and your family are acceptant of it.
I mean, all my mum wants is grandkids. I could be with a man, woman, dog, cat. As long as there's grandchildren with her, she's fine.
So do you think that because I saw Darko say something about this before, about her experience with men, and she just is kind of like a lot of trauma in that area. And I feel like a lot of us as black women, we have been through a lot of trauma with black men, not necessarily anything, not the extreme of what people might think, as in just like emotional. Like on Twitter, I genuinely feel like it's a gender war between black men and black women, like every day.
Every single day.
Every day. And all I see is just that we obviously there's so much hidden trauma between us that no one wants to talk about. We just want to attack each other.
Oh yeah.
And is that where it got to kind of with you, where you just thought, fuck men, I'm over this?
Do you know what? No, because I feel like it's probably something that was always in me. Right, I just hadn't really addressed it because, society, also my mother, it's just what I knew to be with guys. So I was just with guys. And I mean, my experience wasn't necessarily a thing where I was like, trauma with men, I'm going to women. Yeah. It was just, I discovered that I liked women as well. Right. Whilst with a man, which I don't know what that says about him. I mean, he was great. But
just saying this just in case he's watching.
That's just how it happened for me.
So in the industry, there's not a lot. I don't feel like there's a lot of female rappers. Well, there are, but it kind of always seems like there's you guys are fighting for a position, or there's some sort of, now you've had your fair share of like back and forths and stuff like that. Do you feel like at the moment in the industry with female rappers, there almost has to be this like beefing element for you guys to be acknowledged?
I mean, it can seem like that because, you know, in history, that's what we've seen. You know, we saw, you know, Kim, Foxy, Kim, Nicki Minaj, Nicki Cardi. Like, it does seem like it's a kind of thread. Yeah. But, you know, I just genuinely feel like it's been a thing where it's kind of seemed as if there can only be one at a time.
Yeah.
Which then created
especially when you're black as well.
Energy, right. Yeah. But I think as time is going on, people are understanding that it's not, like myself included, I once thought that maybe it was a one, you know, only I can be queen at this moment. But, you know, as I've grown up, I've discovered that it's not really that. We all have different things about us that somebody's going to take to regarding this artist, someone else is going to take to regarding another artist. So there's space for everybody, and I think slowly but surely we're all discovering that.
Do you think that there's genuine support? I mean, I asked Rebecca Garten this the other day, but she's in the R&B world, so she was like, in the R&B world, you know, there is like the genuine support amongst the other, but against the because I very rarely see like open support, as in, you know, you've got a tape coming out, that person puts up your tape and that person says, you know, Nadia Rose has got something coming out, like listen to it. Whereas I feel like men, they're a bit more, they support each other. Yeah,
no, you do see the difference with the men. It's kind of like it's just instant. They don't really have to even have a conversation. It's just, but again, like I say, with this whole kind of thing, sometimes it's like people want to see you good but not doing better than them kind of thing. So there's this whole kind of strange energy. But me personally, I've not really been like that. Like, you can ask more than half of the girls in the scene. They've either been studio with me, or you know, I've supported something that they've done, or we want to collab in the future. Like, of course, I've bumped heads with people because I'm only human. But yeah, generally, I can speak for myself and say that when it comes to women, I'm 100% here for it, and I'll support it. As long as we're cool, I'm gonna support it. If we're not cool, then I'm not gonna beg it just because, oh, she's a woman, I must. Like, it shouldn't be that.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Just genuine. Do you know what? You are a woman, but on top of that, you're doing your thing.
Which I get, because it's harder for us as black women. But I do feel like it's almost because you're a woman and you're black, we have to like each other. And I think you don't have to like everyone. I think you should be cordial with everyone. Like, if I see you in public, hi, you're right. Or sometimes there's certain people in this industry, we don't like each other, and we see each other out and we don't say hello to each other. And but it's not in a spiteful way. It's just that we don't click, and that's okay. But I can always say what you've achieved is really well, but you as a person, I don't click with. And I think it's weird that we don't, like, that's not normal. That's not okay.
I know. I mean, I feel, like I said, I genuinely feel like as time is going on, I'm feeling a shift. Right. You know, I'm still seeing moments of, you know, that I'm just like, oh, it doesn't have to be like that, but I understand where people are coming from. But yeah, slowly but surely we're gonna get there.
So you done a song with CENTRL.
I did.
How does this come about, please? Like,
I did.
I get it and I don't get it. How?
Do you know
Spice
what?
Girls. This is legendary.
I'm a super Spice Girls fan, like crazy, like you know, like posters on the wall, every single record. My mum took me to the concerts. So yeah, this one day it was Fashion Week. I'm at the after party. I'm doing my thing. I've had about 8 drinks. I'm turned, right? And I've gone into this room and I'm hearing Spice Up Your Life. I'm like, this is my tune. All my brethren are like, all right, now I'm just gonna go and do our thing now. So I've ran towards the DJ booth to be like, yeah, DJ, big tune. As I've gone over there, it's CENTRL spinning the tune. So I've got, wait a minute. Like, everything just paused on the dance floor. Like, I just didn't know what to do with myself. And my agent was there with me, and she's seeing me spazzing out and whatever. And she's like, I'm gonna go, and I'm like, no, don't. I'm going to go and have it. No. And then, yeah, Mel literally took out her USB, was like, thanks, everyone, went to walk off. And she was doing that walk. I know that walk, when you don't want to talk to anybody. It's like, you've done your bit. I just want to get out of here. So she was doing that. And I just said to my agent, no. My agent said, no, I'm doing it. She ran after Mel. Hi, Mel, with Nadia Rose. And I thought she was going to have a Scooby who I am. She's going to be like, all right, go on, I'll take a photo. Yeah. She knew who I was. She's like, you with Nadia Rose? Oh, absolutely. So we caught up. And then, yeah, next thing I know, she's reached out and said she wants to make some music. So I messaged her back. At the time I messaged her back, she was listening to one of my songs. So it was like, right, universe instead, this should happen. So yeah, we got in and it was just supernatural. Like, she's so humble, like all the success and as big as Spice Girls are, she's like just super humble and just real.
That must feel good for that must feel really good for you, because it's like, I do feel like in the scenes at the moment you're kind of like overlooked, if that not in a bad way, you know, like you're overlooked, and people kind of, they will put you on the blog sites for everything kind of but your music type of vibe, do you know what I mean? So it's nice to see that. I think sometimes we get lost in our world and then we don't realize that there's other people in the world as well. So it's nice to see that, you know, people from different genres are appreciating your music. So what have you got next for, what's happening next?
I'm in album mode.
Oh, really?
Which,
okay.
You know, I planned to have an album out back in 2017. So this is like overdue for me. But yeah, I feel like I'm in the best place right now. You know, I own all my masters. I own my record label. You know, everything I say is what it is. And yeah, I'm creating some great music. I'm going to Jamaica in a couple of weeks to continue making some tunes out there.
Any features?
There will definitely be some features. People you'll be familiar with.
Any hints?
Do you know what? No, I'm not giving anything. This album, I literally just want to, like, I want to drop it and just people to be like, wow, how? Like Sony, I want literally 2 fingers. Which camera for Sony? This one? This one? Whichever one it is for Sony. I'm going to do this to them. And just, so stay tuned.
So got any questions for me?
Oh.
I always say this at the end. Because
and you know what? I know that you do because I've watched your things.
Any questions for me?
I should have been prepared. All right. Do you ever feel like you talk about things without having the full story?
What do you mean?
Like, do you ever feel like you give inaccurate information to your people?
100% sometimes. Definitely. Sometimes I don't even know people's names. I'm like, oh, I think her name is. But the reason why I've kept it like that, and I try to be more, you know, I read the comments and people say, oh, you should do this more. And I do to pick up on that, and I think, okay, cool. And I like to think now that when my guests come on, I'm a little bit more researched, and it's a bit more, you know. But the reason why, especially when I do Hot Topics, is because I always wanted to keep it authentic. That's how we talk to our friends. So sometimes you don't know the full story, and you'll get on the phone, you'll be like, so what happened? And that's kind of where I always do my angle from, as if I'm in your group chat. So sometimes in your group chat, no one actually knows no one knows why you tweeted about you slept with the white guy, but it will end up in the, like, look at her, like, why is she saying this for? And then, you know, I then get the end. So, and do you know what also? Trying to keep on top of like the timeline of everything that happens is mad, because you don't know where it even fucking starts from. Like, half of the stuff that happens I don't even know where it started from. I'm like, okay, this has happened, this happened. And they're literally telling me to do this, tell this. But tell everyone where they can find you. And
I'm on all social media. Don't enjoy it, but I'm on all social media.
I think you love a bit of social media.
Nadia Rose Music. Do you know what? Not as much as I used to. I'm getting old, I think.
Nah. It's because you're probably in love. That's why.
I am in love. That's true.
So when you're in love, no one actually. I don't care about social media.
Anything?
Either.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Well, I do, but it's.
Think about it. You're right.
It's not the same, because you got someone there.
Yeah.
To like lick your vagina.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well.
But both ways.
Very well.
I said that the other day. Everyone was stressing me out on social media. I said, I just need someone to give me really good head now, because at the moment you lot are just stressing me out. Good release.
Get your head, girl.
Listen, you have to. It's very important. Men, I watched the video. They're going to tell me so. I watched the video the other day, and they basically said, women, unless you are getting clitoral stimulation, you're basically not having sex. And it's just for men. It's a luxury jerking. That's what the woman used. A luxury jerking space for them to get off.
Yeah, you're just a better version of this.
Basically, yeah, just warm and silky. That's my pumps. Anyway, anyway, guys, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. Thank you so much for coming on. It was a nice chat. We out. Gang, gang.